Okay, so today we'll be going to start the SQL part. We'll be doing the hands-on stuffs as well. So I hope you have also installed any one of the databases in your system so that when we'll be doing the hands-on, you can also try the same at your side. Okay, and whoever has already experience on SQL and all, maybe the beginning things, the DDL, DML, all those languages when we'll be starting, maybe it's a repetitive for you. You can skip those things later when we'll be going ahead with some intermediate or some high level things. Then you can start the things at your side as well. Just do the thing accordingly. Whatever you find comfortable, you can just go ahead. Okay. So, as we mentioned that we'll be demonstrating the thing MySQL at our side. MySQL database, we have installed MySQL in local systems. So, in MySQL, as I mentioned, the left-hand panel, it's a database, relational database. Okay, those are various database schemas. So, I make this Teradata training as a default schema, so that whatever query I'll be writing, by default the execution should be inside the schema. Okay, so I'll be also showing you if there is no default schema, then how to handle this kind of thing. Okay, let's start with the query part. Query means the language, how we can uh, handle the entire database, means how we can create the tables is the basic unit or basic component in a database that I mentioned already in last day. Apart from that, we have views, we have store procedures, all those things we'll be learning gradually. Let's focus on table for a couple of days, 2, 3 more days. Then we'll be checking what is views, what is store procedures and all. Okay. So, whatever we'll be doing, whatever language we'll be putting over here, this language is called query language. And it's also called structured query language. In short form, it's called SQL. Or someone I mean, some of us also can. You can also heard that it's called SQL. SQL, SQL, both are same thing. The full form of this is structured query language. So if we segregate SQL, the language can be segregated in 5 parts based on their activity. Okay. So okay, let me just drag it a bit up. Okay. So SQL can be segregated DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, DQL. So based on the activity or based on the action items, we have differentiated it. Today we'll be going to learn DDL and DML. What are the things? DDL is totally responsible of creation of the table. Anything related to table structure. So we can create a table, we can delete a table, we can alter a table. After creation of a table, maybe after some days, there is a requirement we need to add a new column or whether we need to modify a new column. Then you can go ahead with alter statement. Okay, so anything related to a table structure creation, it's called DDL. I'll be showing these things again. DML means data manipulation language. So when the table structure is finalized, means our columns are there, then we can able to insert record, means insert row within a table. Okay, and that can be handled by DML statements. Okay, DML statements are responsible for data inside the table. So today we'll be learning these two things, DDL and DML. I'm going first with DDL statement. What is DDL? The full form of DDL is data definition language. In data definition language, what are the 4 things? There are 4 different things we can perform over here. We can create a table, we can alter a table. Alter means a table is already there, we need to modify something. Suppose I need to add new column, I need to drop a column, I need to drop multiple column, I need to drop multiple, I can rename my existing column. I can modify an existing column. Okay, I can modify the table name itself. So anything related to the same table, any alteration of the table can be done by alter statement. Okay. Apart from that, there are two other things: truncate a table and drop a table. Truncate a table means if we just operate truncate statement, all the data inside the table will be dropped, but the table structure should be there. There should not be, any hamper with the table itself, but all the data can be dropped. Maybe, you can say it's a cleaning up all the tables. Cleaning up the table, particular table. Drop table means dropping the entire table. The entire table structure and everything should be dropped. Okay, there should not be any existence of the table if we just execute drop statement. So there are these four kind of statements or action items are available under DDL, that is called data definition language. Let's focus one by one. First, focus on create a table because we do not have any table inside our database. Let me open my database as well. So this is my SQL instance. My SQL instance, you can see data training. There are no tables available over here. Okay. Generally, if you just open any databases, you can see tables. Inside tables, there is a drop down, means there are tables. This is on the schema. There are tables. Test practice, no tables are there. But as of now, let's discard other schemas. Let's focus on our schema where no tables are there. If there is any table created, expand button should be available over here and we can expand that, check that. So how to create a table? The first statement should be create statement. Create keyword. Create. Okay, then a table keyword should be there. This is our first SQL query. Create table name. Let's put our first table name as suppose testing. Test underscore tetra. Okay, our first table is a testing table. And there should be an opening brace and close brace. So create table name should be user defined. We need to put the table name in single word. That should not be having any spaces. Otherwise, that should be checked as two different word, two different table, and error should be there. So create table name, put open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Within this parenthesis, we need to declare all the columns of this table. Okay. Suppose column 1, column 2. Each of the columns should be separated by comma. Okay. This way I need to declare each of the column. The last column should not be having comma. Okay. Column 3, suppose column 3. Okay. So while declaring the column, we need to, there is some more thing I'll be showing you. What are the extra things I'll be showing you? It's column data type. So when declaring any such columns inside a table, we need to mention data types of the column. What does data types means? Data type means what kind of data the column should be consisting, whether that should be integer, whether that should be floating type, whether that should be string type. String means varchar or char, anything you can say. Whether it's a date data type, it is consisting only date. So this kind of things we need to predetermine when we will be structuring a table. We just need to think how many number of columns should be there and the column should be consisting what kind of information. So based on that, we need to put the data type name, column name space data type name. Suppose integer. Okay. Suppose float. They should be taking a floating point data type. Column 3, suppose varchar. Okay. Now, when we will be declaring integer and float, integer and float data type should be having a fixed, there is a length available in MySQL database for integer and float. It should be, I think, 4 byte of structure for integer. For float, it should be 8 byte. Okay, we can put any size. We have to put column size as well. But for integer and float data type, we do not have to specify the size. But you can also put the size over here within a brace. Means maximum column length. But for integer, it should not be considering the size over here. It should be throwing a warning. I'll be showing this thing. But for varchar, if it is a string data type, then you must have to specify a size. Means the column 3 should consist maximum these many characters. Let me put 10. So if I just try to enter a more than 10 characters word or anything into column 3, I can receive error. Okay. So this is a basic thing. What I have done now, create table, those are keyword. Table name is a user defined table name. Okay. Open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Within that, declare column names. How many columns should be there? Let's assume there are 3 columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay. Column also you can put underscore over there. But as of now, for the beginning, do not put separate word. Okay. Suppose you are just creating a employee table. You are putting employee number, 2 different word in a single column. It's very, it's not a good practice over here. We can define this thing putting some space, parentheses or putting single inverted comma. That is fine. But as of now, let's do not do that. If you want to have a space between that, put underscore in between, just like test tetra. Okay. And after column name declaration, we need to mention the data type. This is mandatory. Means the column should be having which kind of data type. Column 2 is float. Column 3.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah,
In the
tell me.
first row, you have creating a table test tetra. So we can name anything like whatever we want, right?
Correct, correct. It's user defined. Whatever
Okay.
table name it's required.
Okay.
Okay.
And also we can give values to float.
Yeah, we can put value for float and integer as well, but they will not be considering these things. For
Okay.
integer and float, for MySQL, they will be taking a fixed length. Okay, I'll be showing this thing as well. I'll be creating another table having length for integer and float.
Okay.
But you can get some warning and they will be creating a fixed length integer and float. But for varchar, date as well. For date as well, they will be taking a fixed length. Only for varchar, you need to declare how much length it is. Okay, I'll be showing these things one by one. This is just a basic example of creation of one table. So the main important thing while declaring the column, declare the data type. If it's a varchar, declare the size as well. Okay. One more thing is there. I mentioned data type, column length, but I haven't mentioned constraint. What is constraint? Okay, let me cover the first part. We also need to declare a constraint. What is constraint part? I'll be coming quickly. Not now, maybe end of today or maybe tomorrow will be touch what is constraint. Let me now select the entire thing or there is no other query. We can just click on execute button. Okay, I'm clicking it. It's successfully executed. You can check the log. If you just click on here, you can see this
Can
is
you
the
can you repeat that again?
yeah. If I just going to repeat this thing, it will be throwing error. Okay, let me repeat it. I just click on here and I got a error message. What is error message? Table tetra, test tetra already exists because in the previous execution I already executed it. So my table has been generated. Let me refresh the left hand panel. You can see a new table called test underscore tetra has been generated for my first execution. So as you mentioned to repeat it once more time, I repeated and I received the error because I'm going to re-execute the statement with the same table and with the same columns as well. It show the error because what is the error? You can see table tetra test underscore tetra already exists. Okay. If I just re-execute again, it will be throwing error. But if we just change the table name a bit, suppose underscore one, test underscore tetra underscore one. I'm just going to re-execute it. It's successfully executed. Okay. So I can also refresh it. You can see a new table has been generated over here. Okay. To handle this kind of thing, there is also some way. I mean, not to get this kind of error or just like this. Create table not exists. This kind of command we can put, but as of now, you should not be using these things. Later, we will be showing these things one by one. So this is how we can create a table. You can see two tables has been created. I'm just selecting one of the table. In the below section, you can see their columnar structure are been shown over here. Column 1, column 2, column 3, integer float, varchar 10. Okay. So generally, we used to eliminate these things. When any error message will be appearing, it will be auto-populated. If I'm just going to execute it, error has been occurred. That is why this thing just popped up over here. Okay. So it's done. Is there any doubt so far from anyone? How to create a table, a quick table? Any doubt, especially who are quite new in SQL? Any doubt? Any confusion? How to create a table? No doubt? Okay, fine. Okay, so now let me just add a, I'm just going to declare another table, suppose 2. I'm going to add integer value. Suppose let me put 2. Okay, I'm just going to add some floating point. Floating point means decimal point as well as non-decimal point. We can put something or just try with integer first. After that, I'll be trying float. So I want integer value having only, I mean, it can be stored 2 bytes of information, just like this. If I just execute it, I can get a warning message over here. Okay. The warning is for integer display with. It's by default, it's depreciated. Okay, let me just show you the log message, entire log message that I can show you. Not copied. Okay. What is the error message? 1681 integer display with is depreciated and will be removed in future release. So in future release of MySQL, this kind of release should not be there. And if you can check, I already created the table Teradata 2. If I just select it, you can see I'm putting it over here, but there is no such reflection over here in integer. Okay, so I can specify over here any size, but that will not be affecting the DDL or the columnar structure itself. Integer should be taking 4 bytes of length. Okay, there is some error is coming for it.
So,
Yeah, tell me.
actually, my question is like we are doing simultaneously on the MySQL workbench, so we are not able to create a table like how to start with.
Okay. Can you, okay, let me just, can you please share your screen? Just give
Oh,
me
yeah,
some.
sure.
I'm just
Actually,
giving, I'm giving you the privileges.
no, actually, I'm joining with the Zoom meeting with the phone, and I'm on the laptop with the. I can share the screenshot if you want.
Yeah, you can share your screen and show me the error message. Okay, you can share the screenshot. No issue.
Hold on 1 second. I'll share my screen. Okay.
Okay, some issue. Just put on mute on one of your device. I think it's there. Or you can share the screenshot only, Irfan.
Can you see my screen?
Now try to share your screen. Yes, it's coming.
So this is what I was trying at the beginning. I create a schema that test tetra.
Fine. Yes.
So I don't know where to go from here.
Okay. At the right hand side, there is no query explorer. You need to open a query explorer. Okay. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
let me check. By default, my query explorer comes. So schema inspector query.
Uh,
Okay. At the file below file, there is a SQL plus button. Just click on that.
so
Yeah. Just click on that. Yes. So this is a query window appears.
oh, now I can write a code.
Yeah. But in the
Okay.
left hand side, there is no such default schemas available. Okay. Okay. Now
Mhm.
let me take the control. I'm
Okay. Sure.
sharing the screen. You can stop share your screen. It's fun. I can start it.
Hello,
Yeah.
I have one issue. Can I share my screen, please?
Yeah. Just give me, make you the co-host. Okay. Let's share it. After that, I'll be just telling, I mean, covering some of the parts
Sure.
at the end of the session. Then you can share. Yeah.
Do
Tell me.
you guys able to see my screen, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
unable
Yeah.
to see the tables over here. I
You already
created a table.
executed it? Yeah, just
Yeah, I
refresh.
already
There is a
executed.
refresh button beside schema section. Just refresh the panel. Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay. I got it.
the table is there.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good that you all are trying the same thing. Okay. No issue. Let me share my screen. Let me cover up some of the part. At the end, we will be checking this issue one by one. Okay. So at least we are able to create a new table. Okay, so we can create multiple tables, whatever is required. So just, I mean, the last person of whatever, I think Koni, I mean, what is your name? Koniki or Tilak?
Myself,
Sorry,
myself, Tilak.
Tilak. Okay, Tilak is your first name. Okay, hi Tilak. So I just also found that you have make one of the schema as your default schema. Okay, just like you can put over here and make it a default. But I found from Irfan system there is no such default schemas available. Okay, so if you want to make a default schema, just make it a default schema, there is no issue. But if there is no such default schemas available, then there is another way of representation. So whatever schema you want to create the table, put the schema name, create table, put schema name dot table name. This is the convention of creating. Suppose I want to create a table underscore, I mean table maybe test practice inside this schema, but my default schema is this. If this is the scenario, we can create in this way: test underscore practice, put the schema name first, dot table name. Means the table should be created under those specified schemas. Okay. We can, if there is no default schema selected, then we need to handle in this manner. Whatever, the table, in which schema you want to create the table, just specify the schema name dot table name. Then
So
execute the statement.
as you see in my screen, there is no any default schema. So is there any like option that where we can make a default schema?
Yeah, right click on top of the schema and put it. This is the option. Set it my default schema. Set as default schema. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Make it for now because you will be doing lots of practices few days. So just then you do not have.
यहाँ पे click कर. Give first close कर.
Okay. Okay. So this is how we can create a table. Now we can also view the table in this manner. I'm just quickly touching a DQL statement. Okay. Today, DQL statement is just for visualizing the table. But the detailed thing we'll be learning maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'm just quickly touching DQL to check the table. What is DQL statement? The main keyword should be select. Select star from table name. Select is a keyword, star is a symbol. Star means the entire column should be printed or entire table's column should be printed. From is a keyword. So select star from table name. I'm creating in this way. Okay. So you can see this is my output section. For create statement, there should not be any output actually. But for select statement, it will be showing me the output. You can see column 1, column 2, column 3. This is the output. There is no record has been inserted till now. We just created the table test underscore theta underscore 2. There is no row has been inserted. When we will be learning DML, we will be inserting row within it. Okay. So this is how we can execute DQL statement whenever it's required. When we'll be inserting some records, we'll be trying to execute similar kind of DQL statement. DQL means data query language. Okay. The detailing of DQL will be coming later. As of now, just we are learning this statement to run. Select star from the particular table name and try to execute it. Okay. Okay. Now in DDS statement, we just learned how to create a new table. Now the next question, how to alter a table. How we can alter a particular table. Alter means I mentioned in a same table, if we just want to make a alteration. Suppose I want to add a new column in this table. So alter is the keyword. Table is the keyword. Alter table name. Similar, create table name. It should be alter table name. The specified table name I need to put over here. Then we can put in the same line. There will be no issue. Okay. Very, very important things I just want to mention now. SQL is very, very user friendly and it's not case sensitive. Okay. I can put alter in this way as well. OL, ALT, then E and R should be in small. There will be no issue. Okay. Anything I can put over here. Test, TEST. E should be in caps. There will be no issue. Okay. Unlike Java, Python, when we'll be learning Python, this is very, very case sensitive over there. All the things should be case sensitive. You have declared a class with some caps letter, some small letter. But later when you'll be using the same class with the different kind of cases over there, it should be throwing an error. They will be checking the indentation there in Python. I hope Some of you are quite experienced in Python, or some of are totally new of Python, but I hope you are aware of these things. What is indentation? Indentation means some spaces. You are running something, some execution statement underneath some other statement. Then you need to specify some gaps, maybe with tab, with a space. Okay. But over here, you can do these things. You can put the second line over here. You can put the second line over here. There will be no issue. SQL is very, very user friendly. It will not throw anything. So I'm just going ahead with the next line, but it's the same statement itself. Alter table name. Okay. For the good practice, I'm just trying to have a same kind of case, but I just showed you this thing. Alter table name test tetra 2. In this table, I'm just going to include another column, suppose call for, call for, I'll be going to add. So there will be keyword add call for a data type I need to mention. Suppose varchar 20. Okay, I'm going to add a new column in the same table, add column 4. Okay, this is the statement. Let me execute. It's successfully executed. How I can check it? Let me test it over here. In test data tetra 2, this is my table name. Just select it. You can see a new column has been introduced, call for. Okay, so this way we can alter a table. You can run this DQL statement as well. You can see a new column has been introduced, call for. Okay, we can drop any existing column. It's like drop. Instead of add, we have to put drop. Drop, I need to mention another keyword, drop column. Then mention the column name. Alter table name, drop column name. Okay, I executed it. Let me refresh it. You can see call for has been dropped. So this way we can update the structure, especially we can add a new column. We can delete a new column. Okay, suppose I want to, I suddenly check that call 3, this should not be varchar in nature. This should be date data type. Suddenly checked that it should only consist date data type. Then how we can change it? Alter table name. The first thing should be same. The second thing should be modify. Modify is a keyword for modifying existing column. Modify column, put the column name, call 3, then put date. Okay. It's executed. Let me refresh it. And you can see call 3 has been updated. The data type has been updated to date data type. Date is another data type. Okay. The things are understandable. I hope it's understandable. If not, please tell me how alteration works. When a table is already existed, if you are just going to alter a new table which is not existing in database, suppose test tetra 4, you are going to execute this statement, it will be throwing error because this table tetra data _ training dot test tetra _ 4 doesn't exist. Okay, so
I was trying to add column 4. I got an error code 1046. No database selected. Select the default DB to be used by the double clicking on the name of the schema list.
yeah, as I mentioned, there is no default database schema you have selected till now. So you can select
I did
it.
already.
Then it should not be. It should be, otherwise, you need to put a default schema. Otherwise, you need to put database.schema name over here too. When you will be specifying any table name, before that you need to. Okay, why this thing is coming? Let me check. Okay, share your screen once more time. Everyone can also see. Maybe you are thinking that this is very beginning, but you can also try to solve the issue as well. And you can also check those are valid scenarios. Yeah, Irfan, you can try to share your screen. Okay, should I make you co-host?
Yep.
I already did that time, not sure. Okay, share your screen.
You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So I got this error. Then I did the default. I already did the tetra test and table, and then I executed change apply. I got it. Is that correct?
The last one is the statement actually, the last error. So you can, based on the time, you can see the last error you received. Create. Okay, you have executed both of the statement. Just run the alter statement.
Sorry.
Just run the alter statement. You have selected both of the statement. No. At the query editor, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, first do one thing. Just refresh your left hand panel beside schema. Okay, let me check. Yeah, expand table button. I mean, expand. Click on the, yeah. There is test underscore theta table available only.
Actually, the table name is wrong. It shows
Yeah. Change the
tetra 2,
table name,
which is not
please.
available, right?
Yes. You just created test underscore theta table, but you are going to alter test underscore theta underscore 2. There is no such table available in your database.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now just execute only the last statement. No. If you just going to click on there, it will be executing both of the statement. There are two statements in your query editor. One is a create statement. Another one is a
Mhm.
alter statement. Okay.
Yep.
So
Line 7
just
and 8 are to be executed.
correct. So select 7 and 8. Select only those two lines. Just have a drag. No. Yeah, select both of the line. Just it's a normal selection. Yes, correct. And execute it.
And
Yeah, it's successfully executed. You can
no.
just refresh your left hand panel and you can see the below you have a extra column. The below section
Okay.
where the column
Yep.
list is there. Yeah, column 4 is there. Okay.
Okay, I got.
Okay. Yeah. It's very good that all of you are practicing. Okay. Let me reshare my screen.
So finally add and add.
Yeah, Ifan, you can please go on mute. Yeah,
Sure.
whenever it's required, yeah, you can tell me once more time. Oh, there'll be no issue. Okay, fine. Let me move to the next topic. What are the things? Okay, we learned how to create a table, how to alter a table. In alter statement, there are lots of things I just show you. Adding a column, dropping a column. We can rename a column as well. We can rename the table name itself. Multiple things. How to rename a column? Let me quickly show this thing. Then I'll be jumping to the next session. Okay, so alter table name. What was the table? Tetra data 2. I already created tetra. That is why I was trying over here. Maybe Irfan, you are trying the same thing, but no issue. You can check and go ahead. We can also, over here, putting over here a new line, but you can just go ahead with the same line over here. There'll be no issue. Just like add column or add call 1 or suppose call 23 date. You can just execute in this, in a single line as well. As I mentioned in SQL, there'll be no issue. Just maintain two different lines because I'm not changing this line. I'm only changing the second line. That is why for this purpose, I just maintain in a second line. Okay. How to rename my existing column? Rename. Rename column name should be there. Suppose column 1 I want to rename as rename ID. Suppose I'm putting ID. I think I need to put column keyword. Yes. So this is how rename statement should be working. Alter table, table name, rename column. Rename is a keyword, column is a keyword. Then from which column you want to rename to which? Column 1 to be renamed as ID. Let me refresh to check. Yes, you can see the first column has been updated. ID. Okay. You can just have a quick select statement and you can see that the first column has been updated to ID. Okay. So this is how alteration should be working. I can also show something on alter statement maybe when we'll be running, checking with the constraint part. Tomorrow we'll be touching the constraint part, not today. What is constraint? I'll be telling how to add constraint. Suppose you did not add any constraint while creation of a table. How to add constraint during alteration statement. I'll be showing this thing. Tomorrow we'll be checking that stuff. Okay. So we just learned how to create a table, how to alter a table. Truncation of table, it's not possible now. If we do the truncate, I cannot find any result because none of the table is having any data. We just created 3 different tables and all of the tables are empty in nature. There is no data. So truncate will not be working until we put any data over there. We can learn drop statement now. What is drop? Drop means it will be totally deleting the tables from the database itself. Let me quickly drop one table. Okay, I have created 3 different tables. Test underscore teta, test underscore teta underscore 1, test underscore teta underscore 2. Let's drop this table. I am not using this table, just for using purpose I created. Let me quickly check it. Check the table. I'm just selecting this statement because I just want to run only this statement. That is why. Or I can also create a new query editor. I can click over here. A new query editor has been created. I can put my some statement over here. I can run this. Okay, this way we can also run. But as of now, this is the query. This is a very long page. We can put multiple lines over here. Okay. And whichever we want to execute, just select this statement. It's normal selection, just like Microsoft Word or any notepad, anything. Just select this way and execute. This is the execute button. There are other buttons as well. We'll be learning the things gradually. Okay. So let's drop tetra1, test underscore tetra underscore 1. What is the command? What is the command to drop it? Drop table. Drop is a keyword, table is a keyword. Put the table name. We can put the table name over here, or we can also double click over here. The thing should be appearing in the query editor. Okay, drop table, table name. I'm just executing drop table and which table I want to drop. Okay, I dropped it and you can see the table has been dropped from here. If I'm just going to select these things, I'm getting an error. What is the error? The table does not exist because previous statement I just dropped the table. This is another DDL statement. Okay, dropping an existing table. Hope there is no issue. If there is any issue, please tell me. Irfan, it's clear for you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So truncate we are not learning now. Let's focus on some of the DML statements. We have some times. Let's cover the DML statements. Constraint part we'll be learning tomorrow. DML statements. DML means data manipulation language. Till now we are learning DDL, data definition language, where we are updating or creating new table structure. Anything related to table structure only, that is DDL. Anything about tables data, okay, that should be coming under DML. This is called data manipulation language. Inside DML, the main 3 things we are performing: insert, update, and delete. Insert means inserting data inside the table, data record, anything you can say. Update means one, I mean, some particular records are already there. You want to update the data. Then you can go ahead with update statement. Delete some existing records you want to delete. Then you can perform the delete statement. Okay. So let's go ahead with insert statement. Let's insert few records. Then we can perform update and delete. So how to go ahead with insert statement? Let me delete alter statement. I think it's not required. This one also it will not be requiring. Drop, I'm deleting it. I'm just only keeping my DQL statement, that is select query or 2. Okay, or only put data open. As of now, I'm not touching data type. Okay, so let's focus on test underscore data table. The table doesn't have any data. And just think about the data type of each column. Column 1 is having integer, column 2 is having float data type, column 3 is having varchar data type. Okay. Let's go ahead with inserting our first record inside the table. So, okay, what is the thing? Insert into, insert is the keyword of our DML statement. Into is another keyword, insert into table name. Okay. We can put specify column names over here as well. Insert into table, column 1, column 2, column 3. Then put values. I mean, we can mention this column over here. I mean, there is a use of this column. I'll be telling these things quickly. So, okay, let me just do our first insertion. After that, I'll be telling this thing. Okay. So, if we mention this kind of column order over here, we need to follow similar way the data entry over here as well. If I just mention column 2 first, then we need to put column 2 over here at the first time. Okay, if we do not mention this kind of things over here, we just put insert into table name, then we can simply put insert into table name, then values, put the data should be inserted how the column is declared at the beginning. Okay, let me show you. Values, then 3 data I need to insert. First data should be column 1 data, second data should be column 2, third data should be column 3. So for that, first data should be integer in nature. Let me put 12. Okay. Second data should be floating type. We can put integer, but it will be considering it's a float. Let me put 50.5. It's a float, that is why. And for string data type, we need to enclose the data within quotation. Let me put single quote and enter the varchar value. Okay. Suppose morning. Okay. So you can see column 1 is integer. That is why I need to put its integer. This is float. That is why I put it as floating data type. The third one is a varchar. That is why I put morning. Just remember, while inserting or while selecting any kind of varchar data type, we need to enclose the data within quotation. Otherwise, it will be throwing error. Let me insert our first record. It's successfully executed. Let me do or run the select query once more time. Yes, you can see our first record has been inserted. 12:50.5 morning. Okay. Suppose I want to update this thing. Yeah, 12 is fine. Let me insert another one, 13. Let me update it. Suppose 60.8. Let me change the thing evening. Within a, I mean, I'm not putting any code. It should be throwing an error. Okay, unknown column evening in the field list. Because this is a string data type or varchar data type, we need to always enclose the thing within a code. This is very, very mandatory things. People, I mean, always receive this kind of error. We're quite new. Okay, so execute it. I have another records over here. Yeah, there are two records now. 12 and 13 having this kind of data.
So I have a question like we have given a name column 1, column 2, and column 3. Let's we consider the example which we saw yesterday, like student ID, course ID, and fees. We can do that too.
Yeah. I mean, we need to create the table accordingly. We have to create the table, student table, similar kind of thing. It's very simple. You can try the same thing. Create table student. Okay. So whatever column you want, I mean, there, just prepare these things. Put the table name. I mean, whatever data type you want to insert, just think about and create the table. And when the table is ready, can go ahead with insertion of this kind of records. Okay. Is it clear? Irfan?
Can you run us for us?
Okay, sure. Control Z. Yes. So what columns you want to see in student table?
Student ID, course
Student
ID,
ID.
and fees.
Student ID. Student ID should be integer in nature. Course ID. Let's think about course ID cannot be integer. Let me take it varchar with some alphanumeric code can be there. Let me take 10 and fees. Fees, course fees. Can put course fees. Course fees can be integer. Let me put integer as of now. Okay, this is last column, so no need to execute and put a comma over there. This is successfully executed. You can see student table is there having those columns. Now, if you want to insert the data within student, put insert into student. Okay, values. Put the values. Suppose student ID, student roll number, maybe 1. He is learning the course A1. The course fee maybe 500. Okay, just execute it. Our first row should be inserted. Let me put another row. Suppose student ID 2, he is learning. He is also learning A1 with 500 fees. Suppose we have another student 3. He is learning A2. Okay, course fee can be defined separate one 600. Okay, I have inserted 3 different records. Let me just check with the select statement. Select start from student. Okay, you can see we are having 3 different records over here. Okay, is it clear for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we as of now what we are learning. So we are going to insert the data within tables one by one. There is another option of bulk insert. We can insert multiple records at a single execution. I'll be showing this thing later. Maybe I can give you this thing as a homework as well. You can check it and go ahead with that one. Maybe let me teach few more things. Then we'll be going ahead with these steps. As of now, just focus on this table. Whatever we have inserted 2 different rows. And okay, at the beginning I told you why data types are important. So based on the data type, we need to insert the record. If I forget, suppose the first column is column 1, which is consisting only integer data type. If I just going to insert a string data type over here. Suppose ABC, it will be throwing error because incorrect integer value. So that is why we need to be cautious. What is the data type of that column? Based on that, we need to have an entry to that table. If this is integer data type, we need to insert a integer data. If this is a floating data type, we need to insert a float data. Okay. And this way we need to insert it. Okay. For the insertion, any issue from anyone? Insertion of records, any issue from anyone?
No.
Okay. So let me move now with update statement. Update statement. Update means whether when we have the records and some of the existing record we want to update. Okay, we can suppose this one. For this one, the column 3 value it should be afternoon, not morning. Okay, I can do two things. I can delete the entire records and I can create another records 12:50.5 afternoon. This is one way, or we can simply run an update statement to update only this value. How to do that? We need to run an update statement. So update table name. Update is a keyword. Table name is another keyword. Okay, no table keyword should be there. In DDL specifically, when we are running DDL, there is a keyword called table. We need to put, but over here update table name. Set is a keyword. Set column 3 equal afternoon. Okay, if I just execute this statement, it will update the entire table's column 3 as afternoon. Okay, because I do not put, I did not specify anything which particular row it's signifying while changing this column 3. Okay, for that we need to use some filter. What is filter? We will be learning this thing deeply, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow session. But as of now, just remember, while using update statement, we should have to use a filter, because the filter will be helping us to identify which rows data should be updated. So we need to update the first row. So we need to put a where clause where suppose column 1 equal 12. So we'll be going to update column 3's record equal afternoon, where column 1 is 12. Only this row will be, this particular data should be updated. So this is the filter. This is called a filtering operation. Okay. We'll be learning details in filter. No need to worry. As of now, just remember the command update statement, update table name, set is a keyword. Which column I need to update? Put that column 3 equal afternoon. If I just execute till this thing, both of the columns should be updated. Both of the data should be updated. Okay, but I need to update only this one. That is why I need to choose where column 1 equal 12. This one. Okay, let me run it. It's successfully executed. No error message has been thrown over here. Okay, I re-execute the select statement and I can see my data has been updated. Okay. This is how update statement should work. Let me quickly cover delete statement as well. This is our last thing. We already go ahead with the time. Okay.
Insert and update.
Sorry, I didn't get your voice.
Difference between insert and update.
Insert and update. Okay. For insertion, new record should be inserted. For updates, with update statement, I cannot insert a new record. Suppose I want to make, want to insert two more records over here. I cannot do this thing by update statement. That can be done only by insert statement. insert into tables values. Okay. Update can only update any existing record. The record is already existed. I need to update some values within it. Then only update statement is useful. Okay. Is it
Okay.
clear? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now the delete statement. Delete means, as per the naming convention, it's clear. We need to delete. We can delete any existing records. Already pre-existed records, we can delete it. Delete, the command should be delete is the keyword. Table name, delete. Table name, sorry. Okay, delete from table. If I just execute this thing, we can also execute this thing, delete from table. If we just execute, it will delete all the records. So similarly, for update statement execution and delete statement execution, we need to specify a filter. Otherwise, it will be impacting entire tables data. Okay. So let me repeat once more time and keep remember. Maybe for the beginner level, interviewer can ask this question. Why we should put filter in update and delete statement? Update means updating the record. If we do not put filter over here, it will update all the entire column 3 as afternoon. Okay. Similarly, for delete statement, this is the simple statement delete from table name. If we just execute it, it will do the similar kind of operation just like truncate statement in DDL. It will be deleting all the records inside the table. But I need to delete specific records. Suppose I want to delete only the first record over here. Then I can put the similar kind of filter condition. I'm just copying it and pasting it over here. Control V. Delete from table where column 1 equal 12. Just executing it. It's successfully executed. Let me select that thing. You can see one row has been deleted. Only row number 13 is there. Okay. So this is how delete statement should work. If we just run delete from table, this thing, it will be deleting all the records. It should be working similar as truncate statement in DDL. Okay. Truncate table name. That one I did not show you that time. This comment I did not execute because I do not have any records that time. That is why we just quickly touched DML statement. In DML statements, we inserted some records. Now we are good to execute truncate statement. So truncate command is truncate table name. Executing this, it's successfully executed. Let me check the table. Yes, the table should be there as I mentioned, but there should not be any records. So while running the truncate statement, it should truncate the table's data, but it will not delete or drop the table structure. If we want to drop the entire table structure, then we need to run drop statement. Okay. Is it clear for everyone? We are almost end of this class for today. We'll be covering tomorrow's session for the extra things. Any issue from anyone while learning the things? DML, it's clear for you, for everyone? Please tell me if there's any stuck point or anything. Irfan, it's fine for you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Oh.
okay.
Okay, okay. And the other person, Ajitha, Anvesh, Mustafa, everyone, it's fine?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now a question for everyone. I mean, who are a bit maybe experienced. Now the question is, this should be our last question for today. So as I mentioned, if we just execute delete from table, it will delete all the record. As well as if we just delete this, I mean execute truncate table name, it will also drop all the records. But it's a DML statement, it's a DDL statement. Now, what is the main difference of these two? If we just execute delete from table, it will also delete, it will delete all the thing. It will also delete all the thing. Then what is the difference between these two? Truncate statement and
For-
delete statement.
For the first one, we are specifying a column 1. And for the truncate one, it's gonna delete the entire row and column. But the
Yeah.
table is still gonna be there.
Yeah, that is fine. That I got. Yeah. So for specific row deletion, we can use delete statement. That is fine. Now forget about this part. I'm executing this part as well as this part. Is there any difference? There should not be any functional difference. But is there any difference? Anyone?
I think delete will delete all the like data. So whereas truncate it will delete complete like columns, everything like.
No. Truncate will not delete columns. Truncate will only delete rows. Delete will also delete all rows. Truncate will be
By
deleting
using
all
that,
rows.
by using truncate, like we'll get the structure, like the structure will not be deleted.
Yeah, similar for delete as well. Delete will not delete any structure.
Like if
Any
we want
other?
to delete only a particular record or a set of records, we can choose delete, whereas truncate can be used for deleting the entire records at a go.
Yeah, Vishnu, that we already discussed. Yeah. So
Okay.
delete is specially for use for single records or some sets of records. But
Yeah,
my question
specific.
was, if we do not put any filter,
It
okay.
will show an error.
No, there should not be any error. Okay, there should not be any error. But the main difference is, okay, let me tell. And this is very important question. So that is why delete is in DML statement, truncate is in DDL. So for the execution purpose, if we run only this statement, it will delete records one by one. All the records should be deleted, but the records should be deleted one by one for execution purpose. If we check this database engine at the backend, you can see the statements are getting the records are getting deleted one by one. But if we use truncate statement, it will delete all the records at a single go. It's a
So it's
DDL
for
statement. Yeah, it's
it's
a
for
performance.
optimization. Okay.
Correct. So
Okay.
especially we cannot see the difference if we have hundreds of records or thousands of records. But if we have millions of records, if we run the delete statement, then we can see it is taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes time to complete the whole table truncation. But if we just simply run this truncate table name, as it's a DDL statement, DDL statements run very fast. Okay. So if we execute this statement, it will within a microsecond or within a second, it will delete all the records. Okay. This is one of the difference, but this is a bit intermediate level question. But I hope this is understandable for everyone. The question may arise, why we are using truncate again? We can only use delete statement for deleting all the records. There should not be any use of truncate. But the usage of truncate is this. For the truncate, in a single execution statement, in a single point of instance, it can delete all the records. Okay. Okay. Let's connect tomorrow with having constraint part, and let's see if there is any other parts left. After that, we will be touching DQL. Okay, I hope it's fine for everyone. Let's connect tomorrow with the other topics. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.